What's going on, y'all? So I got the XR Crossfire by langmuire systems, however you pronounce it. And I was gonna buy a Hypertherm or a razor weld plasma cutter to attach to it, and they are crazy expensive. So I ended up buying a BestArc. See, what model do I got? I have the BTC650xp. I believe the wiring's the same for all the other ones. The manual's the same. As long as you get the one that's CNC compatible. And I was a little curious or scared about buying it because langmuire does not support this plasma cutter for the table. So they don't have directions or anything for wiring this up. And there's one video on YouTube that's kind of confusing. So I'm gonna run through how I wired it up and how it works. So you're gonna get a bunch of stuff with your plasma cutter and your table. You're gonna get this. You don't need that, toss it. Your plasma itself is gonna come with this 2-pin connector and then this one, which is a 4-pin connector. And then your langmuire system will come with the Vim box, these 2 leads, and this lead. So, what you do is, right on the back here, you have your top one is arc voltage. This is your torch height control. And the bottom one, control signal, that's for the torch on and off. So we'll start with the bottom, torch on and off. If you look at the manual, that's a 5-pin. And let's see. So pin 1 and 2 detect if CNC is connected. Pin 2 and 3 receive the start signal. 4 and 5 send output signals to controller, indicating that the pilot arc has successfully ignited. The langmuire system does not use pilot arc ignited. So that's wire 4 and 5 on this pin, which is the 2 black wires. So what I did, I just nipped them. You don't need those. The other 2, which are the 2 red, are receive start signal from CNC controller. It also detects if the CNC plug is connected, but if you read into this, a couple of these pins are tied together. Let's see. Yeah, pin 1, it's not really focusing. Pin 1 and pin 2 are short circuited. So basically, the 2 red wires are tied together in here. So what I did, I stripped them back, put a connector on them, on each one, and then I took this cord, which comes with the langmuire, and it plugs into torch on and off, which is the top one, right there. And you can't mix those plugs up. It's only one way. So I took that cord. It already came with these connectors on it. I just spliced connectors into here, plugged them in. I don't think it matters which way, because I've tried it both ways and I didn't see any difference. The only thing you could do is don't hardwire, just connect them like this. Start up your machine. I'm assuming if it's backwards, the torch will automatically ignite when it's not supposed to. So then you'd switch them. But I switched them back and forth because I had some problems with wiring, and it did nothing. It didn't change anything. So that's easy. Plug that in. Then your other one, torch height control. I had some problems wiring this up. I'll explain later. Basically, it has 2 wires coming off of it, 1 red, 1 black. So I stripped those, and then I took this Vim box which the langmuire comes with these. Stripped them and wire nutted them together. So I got red to red, black to black. And then you plug them right into here, boom, boom. And then you also have, on this VIM box, you have DIV input, which is the voltage signal. If you get a hypertherm or a razor weld, it's a divided output. Because basically all torch height control is doing, it's the machine is reading how many volts is running through DC current into the torch head. And when, it might be backwards here, but when it gets too far away from the metal, the volts increase or decrease, I'm not sure. And this reads it, so it adjusts accordingly to get consistent voltage. So all this is doing is this is sending the signal to the torch head. Your computer's reading it, saying, oh, my voltage is going up, let me lower the head. Oh, my voltage is going down, let me raise the head. So it's a 1-to-1 voltage output. It's not divided, which is the DIV. So we don't need that. DIV input. It comes with a plug. I might have threw it out. Here it is. langmuire comes with this. You don't need that. You don't need the divided input. What you need is the output. If this will focus, you got divided output. We're not running divided voltage, we're running PV output. I'm not sure what the PV stands for, but it's basically 1-to-1 voltage output. So you plug that in to voltage output, and then that runs and plugs into torch height control right there. So that's the wiring. I'll run through it again just because it's hard to follow through. Arc voltage, torch height control, 2-pin connector, has 2 wires, a red and a black. You splice in the red to the red, black to the black. The wire sizes are different. This one's very thick compared to this one. I just wrapped it around with it really good and wire nutted it. You could solder if you want. And then red goes to red. These are color labeled in the VIN box. You can't really mess that up. One is for clamp, one is for torch. Black one connected to the top black wire, runs to the black VIN box. Nothing in divided input. PV output is connected, and that goes to torch height control on your module. And it comes with this cord and everything. The bottom one, 5-pin connector, or maybe it's 4, that's 5-pin probably. Yeah, 5 pins, they're all jumped together. It'll have 4 wires coming out, 2 reds, 2 black. Trim the black. You don't use those. Crimp on a connection to each one, each red, and then go to the 2 wires, two white wires, and just pick one. Try it. If it doesn't work, swap them. I don't think it matters though, because I haven't found that it matters. And then that goes to your torch on and off. So this one is torch height control. This one is torch on and off. You do need to mess with the settings a little bit. Let me turn this on. It's a mess here in the corner, but when you turn this on, that just means it has no air pressure. My air's off. You have 2T and 4T on the right side. 2T, 4T. You want 2T for CNC. And you should have a little light here that says CNC. When you plug in the plug, that makes it go. And then it's on cut. and that's all you need to do. So that's all good. So when you wire that up, you run the test on the computer right there. It should work. Mine was not working, and I could not figure out why. So I contacted them, and they're like, well, make sure you're getting voltage output here. My screen's dirty. So what I did was I took off this, and I took voltage reading while I was making a cut, and I was not getting voltage out of this plug. So I checked, well, this is before. I checked continuity. That's a good thing to do. Check continuity through here to make sure you got a good seal. But what happened was, inside here, I took this all apart. There was 2-pin connector. One of the solders broke loose on one of these pins. So I just resoldered it, and then we're good to go. So for a while, I was questioning if I wired it up right. And I was looking on YouTube. I couldn't really find anything besides that one video. So I figured I would do this one. It looks confusing. You don't really need to understand the gist of everything. Just do this, and then it comes with this. But this is kind of confusing, how they pin certain wires together. Pin 1 and 2 are short-circuited. Pin 2 and 3 are for torch switch. Pin 4 and 5 are start cutting, which is black wires. You don't need that. You just need the 2 reds, which is torch on and off. So there you go. Hopefully this helps, and I think it's for all BestArc. I'm not sure, but I have the 65 amp BTC600 or whatever. But yeah, that's how you wire it up.